They tried it on ice, it all seemed nice, so they decided to do it twice. It wasn't enough for Nintendo games, so they do it 3 times for sugar and spice. Hello, Brother Sugar 1000 reporting for duty, welcoming you to the final Mario Party board in the party tent, known as Bowser's Warped Orbit. Beyond space, beyond time, and beyond Dickensie. We're in the blackest hole of all. Bowser's Warped Orbit. It's seriously sick and twisted. You want to hear a few secrets about this board? We're in Bowser's territory now, and you'll play by his rules. So you'll start with 5 stars. Then earn more the Bowser way. Stealing, steamrolling, savagery. You'll need 2 kinds of candy. Bowser candy and bullet candy. Chow down on these to steal stars from each player you pass. Bowser candy lets you snack 2 dice blocks and you'll steal 2 stars from each victim. Bullet candy lets you blast farther. You'll get 3 dice blocks, but steal only 1. Study your foes and before chowing, which will steal you more stars? A short rampage or a long snipe? And that's basically all he got to say. So yeah, as you can tell by my intro, they tried it on ice, indicating Snowflake Lake on Mario Party 6. It didn't seem all nice because it was really chilly there. Nintendo thought it'd be wise to try it twice, so they did it with Pyramid Park on Mario Party 7. And it didn't seem as interesting as it was the first time, so Nintendo thought we'll try one more time and add sugar and spice because it's Bowser's board, with Bowser's Warped Orbit being another star stealing board. And obviously I thought we'll mix things up a little bit by having Mario as the hero, obviously, because Mario is Bowser's biggest enemy. Birdo is kind of like a semi-hero, almost. But Hammerbo is basically a villain. And Waluigi is just Waluigi. So, going over the whole gist about this board for you. Most of these happening spaces have an event of its own in quite a mediocre way to explain it, because I don't really know all of them straight away. You see, you got these happening spaces directly in front of these tubes over here, over there, and over there. These will allow you to go inside this pipe from one side of Bowser's board to the other, earning coins along the way. If you think you're going to be caught at any given moment from the Bowser candy or the bullet candy, you can use this as a free get out jail free card. There are 3 junctions in all that determines which way you go. You do not get to choose. The outer layering is obviously the longest route, and the inside layering is obviously the shortest. Over here, and I'm not sure if this is or not, but I think, yes, this is the only Donkey Kong / Bowser space. If you land on it, and Donkey Kong is there, he will give you a free star. If Bowser is there, on the other hand, he will steal a star. Some other happening space, like this one over here with Kamek, the Magikoopa. He will shuffle everybody's candy. I think this happening space here will allow Bowser to ride a cart all the way around the board, catching everybody on their path, rounding them all up to that exact same space. Whereas the rest of the happening spaces, they basically just change the direction of the board. So at the moment, we're all going around clockwise. If one of these happening spaces, for example, was landed on, he would change the direction, meaning it would now be going anti-clockwise. It is very hard to try and explain this in greater detail, but that's as best as I can make it. Right, slow go candy, that can be really handy if you want to free get a jail card or somewhat. And we need to get Bowser candy. Oh, bullet candy for Mario. And he's exactly one space behind me. Great. Thanks, game. I mean, to be fair, we have automatically won the series. You could say, like, since Penguin Peak, where we lost our one and only board, this is kind of like trying to build up my winning streak once again, but it doesn't really matter. Because having an undefeated win streak from every single board in Mario Party 4 straight through to Mario Party 6 to then have it be broken on the second board of Mario Party 7, it definitely showed how determined the AI was. And I don't question that at all. Right, Mosh Pit Playroom. I think we have actually played every single 4-player minigame, every 1v3 and every 2v2. I'm just double checking that. Yes. Okay. The only new minigames we have are exclusively duel minigames. And I do apologize for the first turn lasting about 7 minutes, because obviously there's a lot of stuff to talk about with this board. Mainly based on the fact that, well, a lot of stuff actually happens on it. It's kind of like when he was talking about Bowser's board in Mario Party 5, where all the happening spaces were nothing but bad. The only time that they were kind of good was the only time it was good was if it was like you was in that little circle where you're just running around 8 spaces, where 2 of the spaces were happening spaces, but the rest were red spaces. That's kind of what I mean. And as you can pretty much tell, Mosh Pit Playroom, I used to be really good at that minigame, but I don't seem to be anymore. It's like I'm kind of struggling to figure out how to interpretate a 3D space. Right, okay. This is actually kind of awkward. If this happening space actually reverses the direction, that would make it bad for Hammerbro and Birdo and me, because Mario would be able to steal 2 stars, where at the moment, his current position, he's only able to steal 1. And I don't want to use the Bowser candy either, because I know my roll luck is terrible. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, and this is kind of putting it at an early event star. Because I think if this is what I think it is, yeah, this actually changes the direction. Because I did say this happening space was actually where everybody gets dropped off in one space, but I think it's actually that one on the top right. I could be wrong. You're moving in the reverse direction now! You don't say. Oh, Mario's not using the bullet candy. Why? Why did he not use the bullet candy? Literally, he had an opportunity to take 2 stars. Unless he actually really did want to steal 2 stars. Sorry, unless he really wanted to steal a star specifically from me. That's the only thing I can think of. Wow, I actually have an opportunity to steal 6 stars. Providing I have a high enough roll and get far enough without having 1 stolen back from me. Because, like, Mario has the bullet candy and Hammer Bro now has the Bowser candy. So, obviously, the only way I can actually steal all 6 stars and stay out of the way from having 1 stolen back is if I take a junction and just hope that the junction path that I've taken doesn't get opened by the AI at any time. Because, like I say, Snowflake Lake, Pyramid Park and that, it's all based on luck at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like based on the strategy and thinking, okay, can you think of a... Wow, I'm terrible with that minigame, but I've won it every time, but you can tell it's just me trying to hit the panel, and I keep missing it by millimeters. But yeah, because even though I have won Snowflake Lake and Pyramid Park, Bowser's Warped Orbit is much more complicated than the 2 boards combined. Because with the 2 boards combined, you're basically spending money to determine how many dice rolls you get. And riding the Chain Chomps, they can be counterattacked because of the Bone Capsule. But in this one, you have split paths and you can't choose which way you go. So like right here, I could get a really high roll, but the game would force me to go and take the right junction that I took earlier on, making it take more steps than before. Okay, so I've definitely got Mario. Okay, if I go left, which I didn't see, like right there. Okay, so that's 2 stars. That's another 2 stars. And I landed on the happening space. So if I went to the left, I would have also got Hammer Bro as well. Because I basically had 2 spaces taken off of me. So if I went to the left, I would have had exactly enough spaces to hit Hammer Bro. So now, no matter what, I'm guaranteed to be taken 2 stars from Hammer Bro. Because I'm exactly 2 spaces behind him and he has a Bowser candy. Now Mario's using that as ability to get like far away as possible. And he gets 20. And he takes the inside goal. So you see, it's completely random. And he got the inside bend both times. Okay. Oh, there was actually a second that he gets raised. I thought there was only one. And I actually just realized I actually forgot to talk about the lucky space. The lucky space on this board, I think, is the one and only board that doesn't give you a free star. I'll have a look to be absolutely sure. And look at that. Hammer Bro is in the junction, so he's obviously safe-ish. Right, let's see if I can find that lucky space thing. No. I thought it was the wrong webpage. See, Mario Wiki. Looks like 1v... Oh god. Okay, 1v3. We haven't had a 1v3 in a while, so I'll let that one slide. Okay, Lucky Space. Where can I find it? Jeez. I really... Oh, okay. I found it. Only 1 second. I don't know who got him, because I was paying attention to where I was. But well done. Right, so anyway, the lucky space on this board. Landing on the lucky space takes the player to Shy Guy's Space Buffet, which has a path of blue spaces, each one with 3 coins, as usual because of every single board. And the player can also get 3 free pieces of candy. Bullet candy or Bowser candy. So it's like, you could actually get like, I don't know, a bonus dice roll, or a Bowser candy, or a Bullet candy. It's just random what candy you get, basically. This is the only board in the game where the lucky space area does not lend the player a 3 star. So yeah, you basically get 3 candy, but the 3 you get is random. And Mario almost got it. He almost got that lucky space. Alright. Sorry, I hadn't been paying too much attention on this board or somewhat. Right, so Buddha's had gotten one of her stars back. Looked like she was actually close to getting Mario and all. But yeah, as you can pretty much tell, like, you are predetermined, like, you really, really want the high numbers in your rolls. I unfortunately didn't get it, because the game gave me a 3, but it's always like a predetermined aspect about how to play this board. Because obviously, this board is kind of like a nail-biter all game. Because obviously you do start with 5 stars each, and if you had like a 3-star buffer, you would be perfectly safe regardless of how many bonus stars your opponents would get. Hammerbow's gone. No, he's still in it. Okay. Nobody is gone yet. I'm amazed. Everybody actually stayed alive for once. And of course, instead of saying everybody won, it decides to put a whole buffet of everybody's names to cover up the entire screen. Right, high roll please. Thank you. Bowser candy, I'll happily take that. And yeah. I would have been perfectly fine taking the outside path, but of course, the game decides I'm going to force you to take the inside path to stop you from camping in the split path. That's basically what this board is like, because I very rarely ever get to win this board. But the other two boards, Pyramid Park and Snowflake Lake, I do win. Almost all the time. Because there's no branching paths when you're riding the chain chomps. But in here, there is, always. And that's what I find really annoying. And I wish it wasn't a thing. Right, I don't know what Hammerbro is doing. Is he planning to get happening space? Yeah, he was planning to get happening space for 3 coins, but unfortunately their timing is awful. Right, Birdo getting the bullet candy. And once again, the game opens up the wide open path to allow the AI to stay in the branching path.